So the Golden State Warriors are on a four-game losing streak. This is the longest losing streak of the Steve Kerr era, and it also snaps the team's record of having 450 games played without suffering a four-game losing streak somewhere in there. But if you guys watch our NBA videos, go back and listen to the last video where we talk about who can beat the Golden State Warriors. And the team I talked about was the OKC Thunder in that video. Tonight, OKC Thunder, obviously Steph isn't playing, and Draymond's, his vagina's hurt, but you have a Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant, healthy, ready to go, active. So you have two All NBA players, suiting up to play. And OKC's had games where we haven't had Westbrook play, so it's like, it's fair game. Every team has to go through injuries. So OKC goes in there tonight. We put up 123 on the Warriors. We only give up 95 points, so we blow them out by 27 points. Second largest loss in the Steve Kerr era at Oracle. But like I said, if you go back and listen to the video when I'm talking about teams that can beat them, the main team I bring up is the OKC Thunder because of their play style. And everything I said in the video about who can beat the Warriors, everything I said about OKC Thunder was on display in this game. I talked about having a tenacious defensive team who's disruptive, looks for pokeaways, gets a bunch of steals, creates turnovers, turns the turnovers into offense, and that is your defense. Because when you can force turnovers and get steals, you're going to slowly create a discrepancy between your total team shot attempts versus the other team. And as you see tonight, OKC gets up 23 more shots than the Warriors do. We force 17 turnovers, and that's the game. That's all you need to do to beat this team. The Golden State Warriors, obviously easier said than done, sure. But the Golden State Warriors are a team that relies on possessions and not having turnovers because they have such great shooters that if you're playing the Golden State Warriors and you're matching them, possession by possession, and at the end of the game, the shot attempts are pretty close. If they're even shot attempts, then you're going to lose to this team because they're more accurate in general from shooting. So if you can get up 23 more shots than they do, you're obviously, they're not going to have as many points because they're not getting up the shots. And that's the strategy to implore against this team. So as it stands right now, OKC has a better record than the Golden State Warriors at this moment. We started 0-4. Russ was hurt. He was working his way back in and all that. Golden State starts 10-1. People are already willing to, write off the Thunder like we're going to stay 0-4. Like, Russ was hurt. That's the only reason we were 0-4. If Russ didn't have to rehab and didn't have to go through his injury rehab and come back, we'd probably be a two-loss team right now. So, OKC's won 11 of their last 12. We're playing the best ball in the league right now. But yeah, the whole notion or narrative about, like, for example, the Houston Rockets, they think the way to beat the Warriors is to play this three-ball game where you're basically playing a game that's similar to theirs. High possessions. Both teams are going to get up, 30-plus three-point shots. The Rockets, they even try, to get 35, 40 up if they can. And that's not a strategy that's really going to beat the Warriors. Because, like I said, you have to limit their possessions and have your offense feed off turnovers. That's the classic strategy. It's a strategy it's basically a flawless strategy. There's no weakness to a team, to a play style that depends off steals and turnovers, because you're a disruptive team like that. You take the other offense out of their rhythm, then they start fighting amongst each other. Especially the Warriors are already in a unstable mode for their team. They just look completely disjointed out there. But yeah, very proud of how OKC played tonight. I'm glad we finally are ranked over them in the standings for the first time in forever. But yeah, sometimes the best offense is a good defense. And especially in OKC's case, like I've been saying, we have guys who can shoot the ball on our team, but not guys as accurate as the Warriors. So in order to overcome that gap, we need more possessions so we get more shots, right? And they get less shots. That's the game plan. But back to OKC, there's no reason why at this point we have to keep playing for to be a top seed, 1 or 2 seed. We're better than Portland. We're better than Memphis, who's up there right now. That's just fool's gold. They're not a team who's dangerous in any type of playoff series. They don't have any go-to players. So yeah, I'm not. They're Memphis has been solid through 15, 17 games, but whatever it's been, basically nothing at this point. But yeah, our team, OKC, looks so much better without Carmelo. Schroeder's so much more natural of a third option than Melo was, because Schroeder can be a ball handler. We actually had some injuries tonight, so Schroeder's going to get even more playing time. And game ball tonight was definitely Dennis Schroeder. He had 32 points, all in the flow, not in non-organic points where you're just coming down and shooting early in the shot clock. He takes his time. He's patient. He waits for plays to develop, sizes up his defenders, and puts them to work. So Schroeder's been good this year. Paul George, keep it up, bro. Leading the league in steals. We see you out there, averaging career high in points per game at 24. That's going to keep going up. I imagine he'll end up over 25. Russ didn't have his best game shooting last night, but Russ didn't let that affect his overall goals of winning the game and playing defense. He wasn't trying to just take shots because he was worried about his points. He's like, all right, I'll ride the Schroeder hot hand. I'll ride the George hot hand. He ended up with 11 points, 11 boards, 13 assists in this game. So he just played the flow of the game. He didn't try to overcompensate and try to get your points in a unnatural way. You just let the game play out. But yeah, to wrap this video up, I don't think there's a single team in the East that can beat the Warriors in a series. And in the West, you're talking about, just a few teams. I think the Thunder have a better shot than, say, Houston because of our play style. The Rockets they're not a tenacious defensive team. The Rockets play the Warriors, they're going to be trying to trade blows with them instead of just taking the freaking ball from their hands. And the Lakers aren't. The Lakers. I still have high hopes for the Lakers. They're basically figuring out on the fly. You have LeBron James, so that's one formula to beat the Warriors. Have that dude on your team, and things will happen. So that'll wrap it up. Take it easy, guys.